And welcome back, everyone, to You Decide Southern California 2014, where we question the candidates about the issues you care about. On the hot seat this segment is Riverside County Supervisor Jeff Stone. He's running against former Assemblywoman Bonnie Garcia for State Senate in the 28th District, which includes Temecula and Palm Springs. Also joining me on the panel are Brian Calle with the OC Register, as well as Joseph Perkins with the OC Register. Gentlemen, welcome back to you. And Mr. Stone, let's start off with the issue of immigration. That is a huge issue, not only nationally, but it's also a huge issue here in California, and particularly in your area, where the issue of processing a lot of the young children who were coming by themselves from Central America into the United States were going to be processed in Murrieta. Where do you stand on immigration? I know you want a comprehensive policy,
of course,
but that's kind of a catch-all phrase. Specifically, what should be done about the illegal immigrants in this country and those who are continuing to come in?
Well, the debacle that we had in Murrieta is we have a Border Patrol station there, and we learned that the federal government was going to be flying illegal immigrants to San Diego, be transported to Murrieta for processing. And we're not talking about a couple of hundred in the first wave. We're talking about potentially 10,000 immigrants that are coming from Guatemala through Mexico to Texas, and they're overwhelmed there and then coming to Murrieta. I believe the federal government has failed under the Obama administration in not securing our border, which has larger ramifications than just illegal immigrants coming over the border. Now we have ISIS people that are potentially coming over the border.
But what about the kids who are already here? They're here now.
They're here.
What do you do with them?
Well, I believe that they need to be processed. We offered to put a county hospital on the Border Patrol property to make sure that these children are healthy and are not spreading communicable diseases like tuberculosis. And we need to process them in accordance with federal law, give them a hearing, and then we need to deport them back to their home country and let them come through our country through the legal way, like most of our ancestors and relatives did.
So the Inland Empire is one of the largest Latino populations in the country, not just in California, in the country. Do you think this position puts you at odds with the voters in the district you're trying to serve?
You know, I don't think that it does, because I think we're having trouble providing services for our own residents. We have the VALOR program, Veterans Assistance Leadership of Riverside County, I brought to the board to try to take homeless veterans off the street, and we have struggled to even do that. So, you know, I believe we need to take our tax-paying benefits to our residents that are here legally first. And listen, we're all into humanitarian aid and trying to help people out. My constituents are very philanthropic, but we need to take care of those that are here legally in this country that need our assistance. And I think that should be our first priority.
Can I ask you, the Inland Empire suffered greatly during the Great Recession and is coming back slower than some other counties in California.
Yes.
What should the legislature do to improve job creation and business development in the Inland Empire?
The best thing that the state of California can do is get out of our way. We have so many onerous regulations. We're the highest tax, one of the highest tax states in the entire country. If we're going to turn this economy around, we've got to get some business-minded people up in Sacramento. I'm a business owner. I'm a pharmacist by profession, own and operated 6 pharmacies, a respiratory company. I don't do politics because I need to feed my family with another job. I still practice pharmacy. We need to get some people up in Sacramento that have a business acumen, that can start addressing some of the issues that are driving companies like Nestle's, Hot Pockets. So that's the latest company now with 360 employees that is vacating the state of California. Of course, we know about 4,000 Toyota employees in the city of Hawthorne that are leaving, and the state government is sitting back and saying, well, let them go. Let them go. We can't have that kind of attitude. We've got to roll out the red carpet for businesses. We've got to do what we can to reduce these onerous regulations. You know, they say a measurement of the success of an elected official in Sacramento is how many bills they get converted into laws. Well, one of my emphasis is going to go to Sacramento and take some of the more antiquated laws and some of the more onerous laws off the books so that we can let the entrepreneurial spirit of those that have come to California and made it once the Golden State golden again.
So one of the things I hear in the Inland Empire all the time is that we have to drive too far to jobs that are outside of the county, or the counties in this case, and secondarily that the environmental regulations are really holding back businesses from operating in that community. What would you do as someone in the minority party, because you're a Republican, Democrats have the power in Sacramento, what could you actually do to change anything?
And just so you know, Mr. Stone, since we do have the 30-second segment coming up, I'm going to let this be your 30-second segment right here.
Well, like I said, I'm a proven businessman. There's no question that I have to work with the other side up in Sacramento. But I think they're finally getting the message with the flight of businesses we see leaving the state that if we don't intervene and have a better educated workforce, and we now have a UC medical school in Riverside County, the first medical school in our county, which will provide more doctors for us. We need to have better education systems, have a better educated workforce, so we can get those jobs in the Inland Empire instead of exporting people to San Diego and Los Angeles and San Bernardino counties. And I believe with my business acumen and being successfully elected 6 times and not being a representative of the special interests up in Sacramento and looking out for the individual citizens like I have over the past 22 years, I think it makes me a very attractive candidate for this job.
Mr. Stone, thanks so much. Appreciate your appearing on the show. I know it seemed like it was lightning fast, but a lot of good information we got from you, and we appreciate you coming on. Really do. All right, and when we come back, on the hot seat is going to be Elon Carr. He is running for the 33rd congressional seat. And also, make sure you stick around until the end of the show because we want to tell you how you can send us your comments when we come back.